The Daughters of the American Revolution, they were founded in 1890, and we have three pillars, our mission statement of historic preservation, patriotism, and education. Historic preservation, preserving history, documents, buildings. Conservation can fall into that as well. And then education, literacy, educating children in many capacities. And then we have patriotism, which a lot of community service around our veterans, around our active military men and women, naturalization of citizens are just some of the things that we do within the DAR.
I find the mission of DAR, it's fascinating that I can contribute with my own history and have my own history validate that mission. I'm an educator and a historian myself, and it's very rare to have things that you are passionate about also be the goals and the mission of an organization like the Daughters of the American Revolution.
Spain's involvement in the American Revolution turned the war, or revolution, into a world war. And Spain's strategy was, and France followed them on this, was make Great Britain make the hard decisions. What did they want to protect in their empire? Because they're the world's empire. And so what you see then is Spanish troops confronting British troops in the Mississippi River, where they defeated them at Natchez and Manchac and Baton Rouge, and then up the Mississippi, where they defended Spanish-held St. Louis, and then from St. Louis, a Spanish contingent going upriver in the middle of the winter to southern Michigan, where they surprised and sacked the British fort of St. Joseph, which just recently has been excavated, where they found the cannons, the spiked cannons that the Spanish had buried. They also went along the Gulf Coast and defeated the British at Mobile, Alabama, and then a major siege at Pensacola.
So in 1895, application for Infanta Eulalia was submitted for her. So DAR has really known about the Spanish aid to the American cause 5 years after they were founded.
And then to learn that the Vigils and the Montes Vigils contributed all the way back to the 1700s and beyond that, militarily, through their service, it is really profound.
Also in 1925, so 100 years ago this year, the DAR recognized Bernardo Galvez and his contributions to the American Revolution. Overall in DAR, we have over 500 approved patriots.
We were part of Nueva España, so we're part of the Spanish Empire when the American Revolution breaks out. Then came the orders to all the different parts of the Spanish Empire that the king had ordered a tax of, the 1 pesos per Spanish subject. But we do know what is reputed to be the first cattle drive in Texas history was a cattle drive that went to Louisiana to feed the troops that were fighting in the Mississippi River Valley and then along the Gulf Coast. Without Spain's involvement in that war, we wouldn't have won our independence.
Jose Antonio Ortiz and Jose Campos Redondo, they were both Spanish alcalde mayors in this area. One was in Santa Fe and the other one was Santa Cruz. They helped collect the donativos, or donations, from the Spanish people in the area, which was of 2 pesos. And Bautista de Anza thanked them in a letter, and that's how we have the proof that they were also part of helping contribute the funds.
Spain contributed to the American Revolution in so many ways. It wasn't even just one direct one, it was multiple, through finances, through munitions, through being able to make intelligence-based decisions to redirect British attention away from certain areas. But it doesn't happen without the contribution of Latin America and Spain. The United States doesn't exist without it.
I traced our Spanish heritage to Spanish patriot Juan Cristobal Montes Vigil. Cristobal Montes Vigil was, of course, a soldier and a caballero. He was in the cavalry, and I think he was in charge of the horses, but he was also an alcalde, a mayor of Taos. And he collected the donativo, the donations, military paid donations that the Spanish soldiers gave for the American Revolution.
There are so many opportunities for Latina women to join based on the Spanish patriots. This is a diverse nation, and it has been from day one. And to know that it's not just Spanish, but so many other diverse ethnicities have contributed to the American Revolution. Jewish or Native American Indians and African Americans. I also believe that DAR is not just something that we look at the past, but a space where descendants can feel like they belong and create and shape, the future.
But to realize that my contribution with my family history, is education, is preserving, not just for me, but for others, and for American history. It's very powerful.